bottles in this bitch, 100 models in this bitch. We gon' party like we won the fucking lotto in this bitch. Living reckless, yeah, we know your crew can't hang. We in the section, throwing up them hundreds like it's change. SIMBA, back at it, I'm down in the fifth. I bought the whole shit, making moves, I'm out of the trench. Got out of LA, West Coast, where I represent. When the wind blows, oh, the wind is gon' blow. Shoo-boo-boo-bye-bye-bye. It's me, SimbaTv. Bang! What is good, YouTube fam? It's your boy Simba coming back here again with another reaction video for you guys today. For today's reaction video, we got 25 Nickelodeon fan theories that will ruin your childhood. Now, we did the 10. Now they came back with a 25. Okay, apparently Nickelodeon is just out here wilding, and we did not know. So I can't wait to jump up in. If you guys are not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Become part of the notification. Gang. We're bringing new videos to you every single day. So without further ado, let's jump up in it.
As a child, watching Nick shows seemed great on the surface, but
Sure
as
did.
we grow up, we see there may have been a lot more to the show than we realize. See some of the craziest Nickelodeon theories involving hit shows like the Rugrats, iCarly, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius. You may never look at these Nick shows the same again. Before you watch, click subscribe. You'll join our notification squad and be the first to know of new Screen Rant content.
The last thing she wrote in it was a poem for you.
On Rugrats, it took years before Chucky's real mom was finally revealed in a Mother's Day special. She died when Chucky was barely a newborn, but one theory states that she may not have been his mom in the first place. The theory proposes that Dee Dee Pickles is Chucky's actual mom. They have similar looks, Chucky's dad gets along great with Dee Dee, and Chucky spends an awful lot of time hanging out at the Pickles household. Maybe Stu shouldn't have spent so much time in the basement tinkering with his toys.
What? Oh, my man was out here clapping cheeks. Oh, she was out here just taking that meat. Yo. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that one. That one might be kind of a stretch, but I can see where people get that from because like the same hair, they do kind of look like alike. Maybe they were clapping cheeks. Maybe.
Tommy and Chucky's friendship could grow even stronger if the two knew they were related.
Helmet.
For a preschool show like Blue's Clues, there sure are a lot of theories about the content, characters, and plot. No, we're not talking about the birth of Paprika, but rather Steve's role on the show. He constantly talks to a group of kids, sings songs, and plays silly games. One theory states Steve's house is actually a daycare, and each episode is him simply taking care of the children. This explains why Steve acts the way he does, and how he doesn't figure out Blue's Clues so much faster. Obviously, the gig didn't pay enough, as Joe came in and took over after a few seasons.
Oh, that must be our 4 o'clock massages.
The live-action format of Drake and Josh was loved by fans and led to many questions. In the opening of each episode, the characters talk to the camera and basically narrate their feelings. Many fans have come to the conclusion that Drake and Josh is a reality show set in the Nick universe. Many other characters on Nick shows like iCarly and Victorious have watched Drake and Josh episodes within their worlds. And some of the same characters have also appeared in those shows, making them exist in the world. The reality show offers a real-life perspective of mixed families and the journey two young teens must go through.
Money.
We heard about that one. That one's like the most common one, I want to say. And I kind of believe that one. I kind of believe that that is like actually like a reality TV show because they, yeah, in Victorious, they said they watched Drake and Josh. I think Sam and Cat and iCarly too. So, you know, I believe that one.
SpongeBob SquarePants is filled with all kinds of theories and mixed messages. But do they involve the 7 deadly sins? Many fans have assigned a deadly sin to each character on the show. Naturally, Mr. Krabs represents greed.
Of course.
You got money, right?
Patrick represents sloth, and Sandy represents pride. This leaves wrath for Squidward.
Let me guess, Tiny, a small salad.
Lust for SpongeBob, gluttony for Gary, and envy for Plankton.
Better cough up that secret formula or else!
Whether the creators intended this or not, each role fits the character perfectly and often ends up being some of their biggest flaws while going on adventures.
See his baby picture. There's baby Freddy in the bathtub.
One of the biggest mysteries iCarly never answered was who the father of Freddie Benson actually was. A bizarre fan theory points out his father may be none other than a bee. Barry Benson, to be exact. The animated bee played the starring role in Bee Movie, and he finds a connection with a human woman who looks eerily similar to Mrs. Benson. The theory became so popular that actor Nathan Kress tweeted about it and jokingly confirmed the theory was true.
What? What?
SpongeBob's formula for success hasn't changed much over the years, but his maturity has sure gone downhill. Fans mark the release of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie and 5th season premiere as 2 points where SpongeBob's actions shifted into a more childish tone. The theory? SpongeBob died and was reborn. The moment happened on the big screen when SpongeBob dries out on the beachside souvenir shop. The reborn SpongeBob is naturally more immature as he learns to grow and accept his new identity.
Oh, hey, Al. Sorry, I can't talk. I'm late for school.
The classic Nicktoon Doug follows the perspective of Doug Funny as his family moves to a new town, and Doug must navigate his complicated social life. Many fans point out Doug's blatant racism through the views of his mind. Anyone on the show with different skin colors are viewed by Doug with really wild skin tones, including Skeeter's light blue. While Doug tries to pass it off as an innocent imagination, fans believe he is naively racist based on his upbringing in the years before the show began.
Sorry?
Yo, I never noticed that. Like, what? Yo! That, yo.
Nicktoon Doug follows the perspective of Doug Funny as his family moves to a new town, and Doug must navigate his complicated social life. Many fans point out Doug's blatant racism through the views of his mind. Anyone on the show with different skin colors are viewed by Doug with really wild skin tones, including Skeeter's light blue. While Doug tries to pass it off as an innocent imagination, fans believe he is naively racist based on his upbringing in the years before the show began.
Sorry, my lad. I didn't mean to scare you.
The core of Are You Afraid of the Dark revolved around the Midnight Society, a group of teens who told tales of terror each night. But where did these kids come from? They rarely talked about their personal lives outside of the group, and one theory states that they're all actually dead and ghosts themselves. The Midnight Society is actually a state of limbo. The characters who left the group have finally crossed over to the other side.
Or you could just ask my magic pyramid for all the answers.
Ned's declassified school survival guide could also be a guide to the Illuminati if one fan theory is true. In the episode Failing, Ned uses a magical pyramid to solve all the answers on a quiz he takes. The pyramid features the all-seeing eye on one side, and the side always faces towards the camera. Fans theorize the episode is clearly promoting the power of the Illuminati. Unfortunately, a teacher smashes the pyramid in the episode, leaving a lot of unanswered questions.
Take a deep breath and be myself.
Butch Hartman is known for creating Nicktoons like The Fairly OddParents and Danny Phantom. Not only are the animation styles the same between both shows, but the characters are eerily similar and have led to many fan theories. One of these theories is that Danny Phantom is a grown-up version of Timmy Turner. After using the power of the fairies, Timmy goes under the assumed name of Danny and has the ability to connect to both the real world and ghost dimension. The similar looks, hairstyles, and actions of the characters really help connect the two shows.
My name's Amanda, and everyone here tonight gets a free cell phone.
On The Amanda Show, Amanda Bynes was constantly stalked by a crazed lookalike with the name Penelope. While Penelope was an alter ego played by Bynes as well, many fans believe she was real, kidnapped Amanda Bynes, and assumed her identity in the real world. The theory explains some of Bynes' bizarre actions in real life. And obviously, Penelope could not act as well as Bynes, giving us a good reason for her lack of film roles in the past several years.
4 heaping pounds of freshly ground.
Okay, so some of these theories, man, be going way too far. But then again, she could be like schizo or something, and then that's why. I don't know. Some of these theories do be going too far though, man. Like she kidnapped Amanda, like and took over her life. But Amanda plays Penelope, so it's Amanda, just an alter ego. Yeah, I mean, and like I said, she might be schizo. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Plankton?
SpongeBob's biggest mystery still remains after so many years. What is inside a Krabby Patty? Well, according to several theories, the ingredient is actually crab itself.
Yep.
That's right, Mr. Krabs kills his own kind to make profits and craft the most delicious patty sandwich. The theory stems from the name of the restaurant. There's Burger King, Taco Bell, and Dairy Queen, all with food in the title. It would make sense that the Krusty Krab would actually include crab on the menu. You're welcome, Plankton. Rocko's Modern Life was a trip to watch, with some crazy plots and wacky animation. The show didn't have much direction, and anything could really happen in an episode. Many fans have determined Rocko's Modern Life creators actually set out to make the most perverted cartoon in history. There's
Probably.
the restaurant Chokey's Chicken, Rocko's random job as an adult phone line operator, and some crazy jokes involving cow udders. For some reason, many children's show theories involve the characters and drug use. One of them is Steve from Blue's Clues. Steve's drug problems led to the character seeing all types of things around his home. Talking furniture, talking food, and a singing mailbox were just some of the objects who came to life to talk to the drug-induced Steve. Then there's the times when Steve would jump into paintings as if they were real-life locations. By the time Joe came around, Steve was off to rehab, not college.
And delivered a plague unto our houses! He did?
Bikini Bottom is a strange place. Fish talk, some of them have weird mutations, and there's a Texan squirrel who decided to spend her life researching underwater. How did it all occur? Well, one theory places the blame on nuclear radiation. Many of the buildings are said to be shells of nuclear bombs, and the bombs have mutated the fish and other sea creatures to form the characters we know and love. How else would you explain a clarinet-loving octopus? Connecting shows is a great way to build theories, and one far-reaching theory helps connect the world of iCarly to Drake and Josh. On Drake and Josh, the character Crazy Steve worked at the local movie theater. He was played by Jeremy Trainor, the same actor who played Spencer on iCarly. The theory states that Crazy Steve and Spencer are the same character. Steve kidnapped Drake and Josh's younger sister Megan, took her to Seattle, and brainwashed her to think she was actually named Carly and living in an apartment with her brother. Process the theory for a minute. It actually makes a lot of sense.
Mr. Dink is really upset.
When Doug moved to Bluffington, he met a number of new characters, including the eccentric Mr. Dink. But was there more to Mr. Dink than meets the eye? He was always popping up in random locations.
True.
Took Doug to his secret shed, and his only friends seemed to be children. Mr. Dink may have been a child predator who covered his tracks using various inventions and gadgets. Doug covered up any memories of Mr. Dink's dirty deeds using his active imagination and daydreams.
Searched Shakespeare, Scottish Kings, and downloaded the Keanu Reeves Advanced Acting Course.
Jimmy Neutron was a certified genius with the ability to invent robots, explore space, and create all kinds of useful inventions. Yet everyone in Retroville mostly ignored his special abilities or shrugged them off as child's play. A theory related to the town of Retroville involves a large government cover-up. Jimmy Neutron lives in a Truman Show type of situation involving the government tracking Jimmy's every move and using his inventions to their advantage. By making Jimmy feel like he's living a normal childhood, he continues to grow and invent new things.
Keep your eyes off my stoop, old man.
One of the biggest questions involving the classic Nicktoon Hey Arnold is the presence of Stoop Kid. Why was he so dedicated to his stoop? According to one theory, Stoop Kid was forced to stay on the stoop because the building he sat at was actually home to a huge drug operation. Stoop Kid had to stay on his stoop to prevent it.
I mean, I can see that one because he did look like he was on all types of meths and cokes and, you know, mollies and all types of stuff, man. So I can see that one. That one makes a lot of sense. That, I believe that. I believe that.
Anyone from going into the building and kept an eye out for any possible police activity or suspicious people. We imagine Stoop Kid got into major trouble when Arnold finally got him off the stoop.
Things kind of went kablooey.
If you ever thought it was two brothers who were named Pete, well then we have a theory for you. On the adventures of Pete and Pete, one theory states that the younger Pete is not even real. He's the manifestation of the older Pete. The younger Pete is more daring and does things the older Pete wishes he did when he was younger. By living vicariously through the younger brother, Pete feels more satisfied about the less adventurous life he lives. The next time you watch Pete and Pete, keep this theory in mind and the show will give you a whole new perspective.
You never had chocolate before?
I don't know if I like.
If you haven't watched Nickelodeon in a long time, the next time you tune in, everything may feel a little similar. No, it's not another repeat. One theory states Nick went through a big remake stage to try and relaunch some of their shows that were a little less popular back in the day. For example, the old show Brothers Garcia was remade into Ricky, Dicky, Nicky, and Don. The show Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide was remade into 100 Things to Do Before High School.
Yo, that makes a lot of sense. It was, huh? And I don't know why they would remake Ned's Declassified. That was like, that show was popping, man. That shit was hitting.
And then there's the show Marvin, a show very similar to the journey of Alan Strange. The stories and characters in each of the show counterparts are nearly identical to each other.
Time sure flies when
Wow.
Clarissa Explains It All ended far earlier than it should have. Of course, the show wouldn't have lasted long enough to show Clarissa have children, but a theory quickly spread over the internet connecting Clarissa to the show Ned's Declassified. According to rumors, Ned was actually the child of Sam and Clarissa and even mentioned them by name. Unfortunately, the theory was debunked when the scenes and episodes mentioned in the theory didn't even exist. Fortunately, Sabrina is due to make her big return to TV, and we'll get some real answers about her future. Timmy Turner was living a miserable life before the fairies arrived. He had neglectful parents, a horrible babysitter, and some pretty strict school teachers. According to a popular theory, Timmy never got fairies, but was prescribed multiple antidepressants. Cosmo and Wanda represent both Zoloft and Prozac, giving Timmy hope, happiness, and optimism. When Timmy overuses their magic, he actually overdoses on the pills and has to suffer from some pretty crazy side effects. Yikes. This one was a little depressing.
I'm not crazy!
Danny Phantom's whole premise is pretty crazy, even for a cartoon. He's a superhero who battles ghosts and supernatural creatures across multiple dimensions. But is it all real? A theory about the show states that everything after the pilot actually didn't happen. Danny fell into a coma, and everything that happens with his superhero adventures is actually all just part of his dreamlike coma state.
What?
The all-a-dream theories are done for many shows, but this one is more convincing than others.
Doctor, are you sure? Maybe we should get a second opinion.
The world of the Rugrats includes multiple seasons, feature films, and spin-off shows like All Grown Up. With so much content, there are bound to be a ton of theories, and many have spread around over the years. One of the most popular theories involves the existence of the Rugrats altogether. The dark theory states that all of the babies are actually dead, and the only way for Angelica to cope is by imagining the babies are all still alive. The deaths of the babies are pretty sad as well, and involve stillbirths, car accidents, and miscarriages, among others. Thankfully, All Grown Up pretty much debunks the theory and showcases how the Rugrats are all alive and well.
I'm the manager of this establishment. Everything's gonna be just fine.
Wow, well there you have it.
Yo, man, I love hearing about these theories because they're always so crazy, like shocking, things you don't think about, you know. And Nickelodeon was tripping, man. They were wilding. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me. Thank you guys for commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.